this video I will teach you how to create your own Christmas tree. What you need to do is put a draft into our 3D software. Before everything, remember that you have to set up the customer preference files, convert local file paths to relative, and also set up your project folder to your existing folder while which one you are using. And I go to create geometry plane to create a plane in the front view. If you can't see the shading in the front view, you can press F3 to make sure that you can see the shading. And I go to modify, give a parameter to my plane that maybe 100 and 100, which is a perfect square. On segment, I use 1 times 1. I put the plane in the center of my world. And then I go to material editor. I need 2 elements. The first one is standard access, standard legacy, which is under the category of scanline. Make sure that you are using the renderer. It's called scanner renderer. I use scanner renderer to do the day scene, and I will use Arnold to do the night scene. So make sure that you are selecting scanline renderer. After you select scanline renderer, you can find this material right here. I drag the standard legacy into the empty space in our working area. And then the second one I need is bitmap. I drag it out. Please download this picture from Model and put it under the subfolder called Scenes Assets Images, which is a draft that we are going to follow the shape of this Christmas tree to create our 3D model. I double click this picture, double click the bitmap to make sure that the path of your bitmap are correct. Link your bitmap to diffuse color and drag this out and put it on our plane. You will see your Christmas tree was appear on the plane. I close my material editor. What I want to do is to put my plane at the center of my world, but now in the front view you find that your plane is overlaid on our grid. So I go to perspective and move it back a bit so that my grid appear again. Okay, and then I go to spline line to draw the shape of to start draw the shape of my Christmas tree. What I need to do is go to vertex to turn on the vertex mode, and then select this vertex to make sure that the x-axis is set to 0. The center of the world, and also this one I give a 0 and then press enter. You can also adjust the shape of your object. Okay, something like this, and then I give a modifier. I use love, press minimum, turn on with core. If you see everything was in black, you have to turn on flip normal. If everything looks okay, your object seems there's a shading on it, maybe you don't need to turn on flip normal. So it depends on your case. Okay, this is my tree, the top part. And I want to introduce another modifier to you, which is FFD, 4 times 4 times 4. That means there are 4 control points at each side. Actually, you can define your own. If you choose this one, you can change the number. Okay, but now I use this the default setting. Open this menu, choose control point. Here are the control points. 4 times 4 times 4, and then you can select each control point to give it some variation to make your tree have a little bit deformed. Okay, this is my tree. After you finish, please turn it off. And then what I'm going to do is to duplicate the bottom part. You can select this top part and then use Shift key and then move it downward. But I want to introduce you a new tools, so I cancel it first. I go to hierarchy, affect people only, to turn the center point of my object into center, because it's not in the center at the center now. So I click center the object. Also, you can change it by your move tools if you want to set the axis of your object into other location, maybe at the top of your tree. It depends on you. I click center the object. After you finish the setting, please turn affect people only, turn it off, and then go to tools, away. I will set all the parameters first. Select your object. It depends on which viewport you are using. Now I want to duplicate along the y-axis right here. So I activate the viewport, the front view. Select your object. You can increase the move y, but nothing happened because you did not turn on the preview. So I turn on the preview. Adjust the number of the y. You see, there's a lot of duplication, a lot of copy appear because the count is 10. So I decrease the number into 2, 3 to 3. Okay, and then adjust the value of y. If you change the activate viewport, maybe I change the viewport into perspective. I update the numbers again. You see the direction was being changed because the axes are based on the viewport, which one you are using. If I'm using the perspective viewport, this axis is z-axis. So I change it back into 0 and then give a negative number for z-axis. Beside the z-axis, I want to increase the scale of my object based on the axis of the perspective viewport. I want to increase the z-axis and the y-axis, so I give a bigger number for x and z right here. Never give a 0 to it. The 0 means nothing. You will see everything disappear. The default number of scaling is 100, so I give 140. And also, I want to give some variation for my object, maybe to rotate a bit at different level. The axis for the rotation is z, so I could increase this number so that it will rotate a bit for each duplication. Okay, after I finish, I press OK. At last, I want to design the truck. Okay, I go to geometry, center primitives, create cylinder. Go to modify. I activate the perspective viewport and press F4 to see the wireframe. And then I give a new modifier to it, which is called temper. I'll give an amount to make it more natural. Besides amount, you can also give it a value to the curve. Okay, this is my tree. After you finish everything, select all of them and group it. And then give it a name, tree. The draft is not necessary now, so you can delete it. This is a group, and remember that while you are using this group, if you are going to do the duplication later on, because I want to create a forest, beware that the center the axis of your object. After the grouping, the default setting, the axis will put in the center of your group, but it would be better if that you can change your pivot point at the bottom of your tree, and then after you update the center point, the pivot point, please turn affect pivot only off. Okay, this is what I need, and please save your file, and then we will merge the tree file into our donut shop scene.